Hi, it's State Representative Jim Walsh here in my office for our regular weekly update on how things are going this session in Olympia. We're in the fiscal cutoff. At the end of this week, bills that have budget impacts have to be through their committees and ready for floor debate. It's an interesting time. It's a little bit surreal that the schedules change and the focus really is on the three main budget committees in the legislature: the capital budget, the transportation budget, and appropriations, which is the operating budget. I serve on the transportation budget committee, and this week we've been looking at a number of bills with budget impacts for the transportation world. And interestingly, a number of bills that have to do with public safety have been sent to us. That's not a usual thing, but it happens to be a kind of quirk of this session. We considered House Bill 1363, which is the main bill to fix police pursuits. Police pursuits have been restricted the last few years because of what, in my opinion, were a couple of bad laws passed about 2-3 years ago. House Bill 1363 fixes the pursuit problem by making it clearer that law enforcement can pursue criminals and criminal suspects. However, I have some concerns about the current state of that bill because the thing that it did originally, which was restore the reasonable suspicion standard for law enforcement pursuits, got changed by amendment so that it is not reasonable suspicion. It is still the probable cause standard, which has caused all the trouble, but with a larger number of exceptions. That is, situations when law enforcement can pursue. It's an improvement over what we've had the last few years, but it's not really, in my opinion, where it needs to be. So we've had that hearing in the Transportation Committee. We're still debating it. We haven't voted it out of the committee yet. You may see a tactical yes vote on my part, even though I'm not excited about the current state of the bill, because then the bill goes to the floor. That happens next week, and there the debate will probably be more vigorous and detailed. But at the committee level, you try to improve the bill as much as possible. And that's what we're doing. We've also heard a couple of other bills related to public safety and transpo. One of them is one you may have heard about, a bill that would have made jaywalking legal everywhere all the time. And another one you may have heard about that limits police only to being able to stop someone for a moving violation, not a problem with their vehicle, a broken headlight or a broken taillight or expired car tabs. I think that both of those bills are problematic too, and we are going to discuss and debate them both in committee this week, and then if they pass through committee, the floor debate will be next week. Next week really begins the heart of the floor action. We will be having those classic debates and votes on the floor of the legislature here in Olympia, and probably going all day and late into the night next week as the floor action really kicks into full effect. So this week is kind of the build-up, the review of budget-related bills, discussing some elements of budgets, and then next week, the floor action really starts. I'll have a lot more to say next week when we're in the teeth of floor action, but for this week, we're still testing and probing and debating bills, particularly those with a budgetary effect. That's this week's update. I look forward to speaking with you again next week with more to report here from Olympia. In the meantime, have a great week.